Okay, today's project is we're going to dual plug these heads here that were not done correctly. So somebody accidentally filled the holes in with aluminum. Lots of it. I don't know how that happened around here. Yeah, pure accidental. So we have this dual plug set of heads here, which I'm going to use for a sample for mock-up. I already got this one jigged up over here. And I got the all indicated in, so we know where it's at. If zero, what it would be anyway. So this set of heads here was completely different than this set. This set here, they had the hole way down low, so you had half the thread exposed on one side and not on the other. This one here is pretty equal, so when the plug's in there, it's almost flush, just like it would be on this side, which I like better. It's a little bit higher up in the bore, but everything's a plus and minus on these things. This one here, we have more thickness right here than what this one had. This one they cut more metal away. They had more angle on the plug. This plug's more straight up or more flat, and then they raised it higher up in the chamber. So that's why it looks like this on this side. So, and also the big difference was this one here. You could actually put both spark plug covers on here and get the plug out. This one here, you can see how they got the spark plug over to one side. So you put your covers on, see I covered up half the hole with a spark plug with my finger. Even though he said you can get the plug out without pulling the covers, I have my doubts. So, and this one here was the same way, it wasn't centered up over the covers. So we fixed that problem. Alright, so right now we're just trying to figure out what we're going to do here. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the plug about 1/16 of an inch to bring it down a little bit lower or higher in the chamber. So right now we got our indicator all indicated in right now. So we know where this hole is, and I set this thing up in here so it's halfway close to getting back to the spot. Now all I can do is figure out how I'm going to figure out my rotational angle. And that one I'm not sure about. And I'm going to move it 50 thou toward the top. So that means I move it in 50. So you go up there and you move it 50 thou on the lower number there. Come on, Lynn. 50. Okay, so that'll raise it up a little bit. So now it's going to come a little more closer on this side. Alright, so now I'm going to figure out how we're going to level this thing. Here, Mr. Camera Guy. Mr. Shaky.
Shaky guy.
You're the shaky guy? Good. At least somebody around here has the shakes. Okay, where's my... Now the way I leveled this thing up in the machine was I had this in there like that. And I had my level. And then like that, and you level the head out this way. That's how you set all these different angles. So now that I don't have this hole to work from, I have to figure out a different way of doing it. There it goes. Get the plug hole out too. Custom spark plug.
Hey.
Otherwise known as a tool.
A tool.
Now, I know the camera's pointing here, not over here.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
You have to actually point to what we're looking at here. Okay. Now the problem with this is I didn't have a very good way of doing this. Lousy way to do it. Something. See, I can get above this fin.
Mm-hmm. You gotta go up a little more.
And I gotta come up some height on that. Good thing we got more.
Yeah.
The other problem was my height. See, I didn't have room to get in there. That was my other problem. Something short. See, that's why we have all these different tool bits laying around here. Look at that, it almost fits. Neither one of them go in there though.
That's above it.
Yeah, but we're too close. Ah, shit. See, nothing works. We'll come with something else. Turn it off. Go find something. And that's your finger over the lens.
That's my finger.
That makes the lens real nice and shiny. Okay, back to whatever we left off at. Okay, I had to get a correct amount of crap here to measure from. Okay, we'll make sure these two here are level, which they are. We had to get this on top of the studs, so the screw, so it sits flat against the head surface. And then this is coming off our studs to get our angle. We're trying to get this rotation this direction. So we had to make sure that this is level all the way across here. And you can see the error is about that much there. Which is going to have to be close enough because that's all I can do. Now I have to have a backstop for this here to sit level. And basically we're about 1 degree. It fluctuates a little bit, but if you were to move it like this a little bit, see how it changes a lot?
Yep.
So you want to make it so it's even. So there's our 1 degree. Okay, so now I'm going to set the other head at 1 degree. And this is angled 1 degree this way. Now this way. The way they had the head go in this direction. This is kind of jammed in there because it's really tight. There it goes. Mars up my surface over there. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and swap our heads out. Can you see that? So this plate over here, I have just the bolts right over here that holds the head to our plate. Oop, make sure it's all the way out. There, you got it blown up for some reason. So we're just holding the plate right here, the head to it, and I'll probably put a clamp across here, across this direction here, a little pressure on it maybe. There you go. So now we just undo this, and if we duplicate, where we just had this head, we can do the other head. Because I don't have any jig for doing this. I don't do dual plugs very often.
This is the jig.
Yeah, I don't like dual plug heads. So. Customer says he wants them though. So. Well, he already had them, but they were screwed up, but he wants them fixed. So. I didn't like how his heads were made. These ones are better. So that's why you have extra parts laying around in my part supply. Some people don't like part supplies for some reason. See, they have an insert in there, and it's only 1/2 inch reach at most. I'm going to be 3/4 reach when I'm done. That's why it's 1 inch thick right now in here. Where you can see it.
Yep.
What do you keep putting over here? I'm over here. What are you shooting at? You shooting the side of my hand? Or
I'm shooting it.
Shooting something. Okay, this is the front head. We just did the rear head. So it goes like that. Some of some bolt holes too. There's one. There's two. Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah. How you know you're getting it in the exact spot?
I don't. I'm getting it close. It's close enough for who it's for. That sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It's only a Harley, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You like that precision device I had
It's
there?
perfect.
And you push all the way down too. That's the other way of doing it. And then we have our 1 degree rotation, which is like that. So I'm going to guess pretty close to maybe right there.
That's it.
That was pretty precisionally done, wasn't it? Okay, now we can put our straightedge across this one. See, it's a lighter head. We don't have that problem of the fins in the middle. But we do have the problem about the stud sticking up right here. See, that stud's actually pulling out of the head probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably when you torque that down, it's going to pull all the way up. Not the helicoil it. We'll worry about that later. See, right now we're not against the head, we're against the shoulder. So we have to get up against the head. So that's why we take this. We'll put that on top of the head. Which one do we have? We're using this one. Click, click. All that click, click noise is the getting off the top of the shoulder. Okay, now we got that set. We'll hit all 4 studs. I'm just going to put my damn level away. Did that.
Wow, I was wondering why you did that.
That's why you got 2 hands. If I had 3, I could film at the same time. Yeah. What number do we want? 1. We're not at 1, we're at 3. 15. Hey, way the hell off. We can go up to about here, see?
Mm-hmm.
Missed it by a mile.
Shouldn't have pushed down on it.
Yeah. But they make this thing here called a special tool. It's called a hammer. Ever seen one of those?
That works.
It does. Well, all that we up to 0.17. Well, at this rate, it might be next week. I think we're going very fast on this. Yeah, we're up to 0.54 now. So we have to get way up to 1. So might be a while.
Yeah, loosen it up a little.
A little more?
Yeah.
Not all the way though, I want that to fall off. There we go. Oh, geez. We almost had it. Let's decide what it wants to be. We're getting closer.
Yep.
Make sure it's all the way down on that side.
Should be it.
Should be it. Close enough for you?
Oh, that's pretty far off there.
You said it was it. Make up your mind.
It's not quite.
Not quite?
Pass it a little.
You gonna sneak up on it?
Yeah. Whoa.
You don't think this jig repeats any, do you? Alright, you give it 0.97. Little. Don't drop the level. Now we tighten the bolt up a little bit.
Tap it one more time.
It might change. It did when it's 104.
104.
Oh, now it's at 107. That's 104 again. Oh, you're way the hell off.
We'll call it 104.
If I hit it again, it's 103. It's good for the level when you beat on it with a hammer too.
Yeah.
And it's back to 104. I think somebody tighten the head down as I move.
A little too tight.
You know what happened, don't you? Alright, we're somewhere around 1. I'm good with that.
We're close to 1.
Close to 1. All right.
You gonna tighten it down more?
I'm gonna put these away here first. I'll put my lid away before you break it. You always gotta protect your level so you don't break it, because if you drop it, it's not good for it. Might be very accurate after you drop it. Okay, those are tight. How close is to where it's supposed to be?
I'm debating on how accurate it was.
You don't think it was very accurate either?
It's sure moving a lot.
Alright, let me change the setup. Get out of it. Okay, let's see how close we are. How far off is this going to be? Oh my god, it's way down there. Jeez. Looks pretty even, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
See, you thought that was a shitty setup, didn't
No,
you?
that was cool, huh?
You don't even look like a hokey setup.
Yeah. It looked hokey.
Remember, it's just a Harley. Doesn't matter. Ask anybody on YouTube.
Yep.
So that's all the way on. Move the camera so I get in there. There we go. It hurts when you jam with your hand. Alright, I'm gonna put a hole in this thing. There's a hole in the head.
There is now.
Might be a compression leak. Is there a hole over there? Yep. Oh, geez, there's a hole. Damn. Yeah, the big hole. Hope it's in the right spot.
Yeah. You wanted to make it a little higher, right?
I think that fin's going to disappear. Oh, I did make it higher.
Yeah.
By 50 thou. It looks totally different on this head. Okay, it's going to be right there.
Yep.
So they cut a lot more material off here than I did.
That'll be perfect.
Maybe. After we cut the hole, we'll find out how good it is, because there's no way of knowing it beforehand. Okay, now I gotta find me a cutter to spot this out, so let me get a cutter here. Get rid of this one. This one's in the way. So we'll move it out of the way. Put it over there for safekeeping. And this one we're still working on, so move it too. I keep moving this crap out of the way, I'll bring to work.
Yeah.
Look at that, I got a workbench again. See, that's why we have panels laying around. See, that way we remember what cutters we used last. That looks like the one we used. Yeah. It almost looks like it goes in that hole.
Yep, that's it.
So this must be the official one I was using. Alright, that hole's done. Time to pull this out. Put this one in. Oh, it doesn't fit. As you know. Okay, I think that's the right one. What do you think?
I think that's it.
That's the guy?
Yeah, well,
Okay, let me get some more clamps on this.
looks like we'll
Set
cut
it off.
a few fins off.
Okay, I got my cutter in here. Got my secondary clamp on here. It help pinches it down to the table or to the angle play here. Hopefully that'll be stop some vibration. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down until I get a flat surface. Kind of guess about how deep it is, and then we'll tap it and we're going to take it off and we'll look at it and see how close it is, and then I'll adjust after that. So that's how we do this. So first we got to get the speed set, and then where we're at. Okay, we're at 900 right now, so we're going to drop this down a little bit. Yeah, 600 should be close. Actually, I think I'm going to slow that down even further. There, put that thing in low gear. Now I'm going to speed it up. Run blue on that. Yeah, somewhere about that speed maybe. Yeah, try this out, see what it does. Oil over here. Yeah. We're going to crank it up here, this handle right here. Give it some slow feed. I went ahead and pinched it down here to lock it. You got more control of the handle, you do. Hold the handle like a drill press. Cutting all the way. All right. Crank that up. And here's what we got right now. And looks like we're a lot deeper than 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up, do some measurements, and then try to guess them about where we're at here and get some kind of an idea. Okay, I've cut a couple hundred thou deeper in here. I'm going to keep cutting down some more. So I'll just bring this thing down, touch off, and we give it 100 thou over here each time we do this. Another 100 out. So just keep going back and forth with it. Kind of guessed about how deep we are. Looks like we're getting close to 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and drill and tap this now, and we'll see where we wind up this thing at. Alright, I'm back on this head. Not any interruptions so far. So I went back to hit the correct end mill here. It's more of a flat one with like an 1/8 inch radius on the edge. The other one had more of a radius, too big. So now the hole has more of a flat bottom down here to it. So now I'm going to go ahead and drill this out. We got to drill up to a 1/2 inch, and then we'll run our spark plug tap through it. I've also counterbored that down fairly deep, so looking good. So let's see, I'll flip this around the high gear. Come on. Ah. Alright, 2-inch operation. Okay, now we're drilling. Alright, here's a hole. You can see that stuff I was hitting down below down there. That's where it did not weld very well. Looks like there's probably some old metal left in there. There's something definitely down in there. It's hard. So we gotta ream it, see what it looks like. Okay, I pulled the head out of the mill so I can see where the spark plug hole is coming out at. I'm quite sure where it's at, so I want to make sure. So here's the one that we copied, and this is the one that we have. So it's pretty close. Excuse me. So it looks like we're running about the same distances up from the edge here, so it repeated pretty closely. It could be a little bit closer to exhaust for power would be better, but up here on this side here, I don't know how much you could really move it over. The plug's pretty much centered between my fingers pretty well. It's already close to exhaust here already, so without putting a different angle to it or do something different, it'd be different. So anyway, it's just, when you look at it from this side, it looks pretty close. Flip these things over. So line them up so they look pretty close, and you can see how it's coming in about the same on both of these. Now this one here is about 800 up on this cut right here, and this one here is actually a bit further up, but if you look down at the angle that it sits at, you see it's going to be around 850 to 900, so it's about 50 thou lower, which should have been the other way because I moved it 50 thou on purpose to make it higher, but oh well. Obviously there's some difference in heights between the heads or something made a difference. So anyway, it doesn't look too bad, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back up in the mill and run the spark plug tap through it, and it looks like we're still plenty deep enough on our thread, so we're close, but we'll see. I'll go ahead and measure it and see where we're coming in at. Okay, I got the head back up in the mill here. We got our stop on this angle. I'm in here. I pre-marked the head over here with a red line so I could see where it was close. And the reamer's a tight fit in the hole here that I just reamed. So I put that in there, and I let the head kind of self-center by using the chuck here to hold it square. And I just tighten the bolts up back here a little at a time, let the thing kind of center itself back up to where it was, so that should put it right back pretty much dead nuts where it was already. Should be within a couple thou anyway. Plenty close enough for what we're doing. So now we can go ahead and swap this out for the tapping head and tap it out, and then we'll see what we got. Okay, I'm getting ready to tap this. I put my tapping head back in here. So this is my quick disconnect tapping head. So this is the tap holder. So this is all Nikon stuff. So I got my standard spark plug tap, not my special one. So this just slips in the hole like that, locks in with the chuck. Then you come over here, just pop it up, it pops right in, and you're connected. Disconnect it, you go out the light down like that, it's back out. So I'm going to go ahead and lube this thing up, and we'll put it back in here. We'll power tap it in there and see what happens. Okay, I got my special tapping fluid on there. So I'm going to go ahead and run this thing down in there and see what happens. Now we can only go down until we hit here, so you be careful. We got to stop before we hit that. That will be the hard stop. until I hit it. A little corner off there. Didn't think I hit it that hard, but oh well. So most of the hole got tapped through. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this all out, and I'll run my T-handle in there, and we'll tap it the rest of the way and clean it up, see what it looks like. Okay, I got the spark plug in here now. Tap the hole the rest of the way. And you can see how deep it is now. So now I can go ahead and grind all this all out right here to get clearance. So we're going to do that next here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the grinding here on this combustion chamber here and make the spark plug hole line up better. So I got my 3 different tips I'm going to use. So we got our coarse tip, cutting aluminum. So we'll go ahead and cut this out pretty good. You can see how it follows the curve of the chamber pretty evenly. So you can just kind of roll that around and it'll blend in this high spot pretty nicely. And then I got my finer tip here. When you get closer, you can come back and hit it with this to smooth it up a little bit. And I also have this other one here I use a lot too. That same thing. You come here and follow the chamber out. Blend this in real nice. So I'm going to grind this a little bit and we'll come back and show you. Alright, we're going to clean this up here. So you can see our radius got all in there. Try to keep this relatively even as a bowl. And I went ahead and cut the other side over here while I was at it. Knocked off these high spots going around. Might as well do a little bit of pouring while we're in here. What the hell, we're in here. So I knocked off that lip all the way around here too. Then I came back and put a nice chamfer right here so to kind of let it breathe. On this side over here, I unshrouded this side right over here also, did the same thing. It had a sharp edge right there. Okay, so here's our spark plug now. Pull it back a little bit. Let's see what we got. I know it's sunk in there a little ways, so I have to cut a little deeper, but it's enough here to get an idea what it's going to look like. It's actually pretty close. So I can come up about another 32nd or 16th max. So overall it's pretty good where it is. I'm going to tighten this up with a wrench, and I think it's close enough to probably just leave it the way it is. I'm going to lightly deburr a little bit more out, radius this out here a little bit, so it'll be more even. It's probably going to be pretty much done, I think. So, not bad for guessing for a height. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and work on this a little bit more. So we're just going to come in here with this one here and just work on this chamfer right through here a little bit, make it a little bit closer. Other than that, we're pretty well good. Okay, I cleaned up just a little bit more there. So you can see how I cut the tops of that thread off right there a little bit so that it won't detonate off that first thread that's hanging out. Clean up the radius here, make it more even. So now when you put the plug in here, it'll flow, it'll burn pretty nicely out there. The air fuel mixture will get down in the hole a little bit, we'll pocket. You can't sink it in there deeper because this is already flush right here. So like I said, when I tighten the plug up all the way, it'll be up just the right height, perfect here. And it looks like the indexing is pretty good too, just on this plug. And if the plug's back in here, over here, you can see how with the radius around here, it'll still be able to flow and get up into here. So it'll still work pretty good. So that's how you do that. So it looks nice and clean. And this side here should be already good. On this side it's factory, but it probably isn't. Alright, so I'm going to lightly hit a couple of areas over here I don't like, and clean the combustion chamber, and we'll go ahead and go do the other head, I guess. And over here on this side here, we're going to have to do a little cleaning up over on this side, so I'll work on that a little bit too. Clean up these fins a little bit, so I'll work on that a little bit here too while I'm at it. Alright, back up front here. Got the grinding all done here. So smoothed up fairly well. Got deburr around there. Got this area here all cleaned up, deburred. Got the fins looking like fins again. So even though this is all filled through here, because that used to be a straight fin, now it's got a curved fin. So now when you put the spark plug in there, it all looks good. should still have room for cover, even though it's a little tight on this corner. A little tighter than I like it being, but that's where it wound up being. So it's pretty good in there. See on the other side here, it sits like that. Now this head here, I went ahead and ground this all out, so now it's got the right shape in it right now. So let's come back and play with that. So this here is what this looks like from this side before you machine this stuff all out. Yeah, it's close up here where you can see it. So you can see a big wad of crap on here for thin. So when you're all done, it follows the plug around, and we didn't cut through on the back side. So that's why I put a bunch of metal there. So we'll see what that looks like after I get this one all cut out like this one over here. So that's what it looks like before we do it. So now I got to go ahead and get figure out dimensions for the other plate. Now this one here, so you either want to try to duplicate. This is our rear head. So it looks like we're about 69.98 degrees. 69.8 degrees, excuse me. Pretty close. And now I'm trying to figure out what a spark plug dimension to measure from. That's going to be a hard one to figure out. We don't have any really to go by very well. All you can really basically do is leave that back in there. And take your spark plug socket. And you measure from the spark plug and socket both at angle. So this one here, we're 900 from the gasket surface to our spark plug socket. And if you go from the center of the spark plug socket to, we're around 1 3/8 inches. Somewhere in the area, 1/400. Depends on where you measure at because it's at an angle. It's hard to guesstimate at the angle where you're sitting at where it's at. Really difficult. But somewhere in the area. So if I put this at 1 3/8, you come up with your spark plug angle, which you have a very low reference for right now because you can't even see it. Let's see if I put this in here. At least you can see where the center is, but see, we're not the center of the hole. That's the problem. So, anyway, it's hard to come up with any kind of numbers that matter. You're basically around 1 350 to 1 400. It's a shot in the dark. Anyway, that's how we're going to copy what we have over here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this head over here. This one here is done correctly, except that's the rear head again. Isn't it? No. Yes. This one I already did. This is the front head right here. So I'm going to put this over here, which means I got to turn this plate over to this side and stick it over here, and we'll see what it is. So we'll try that out, see what happens. Okay, we're on the second head right now. So I got this roughed in a little bit. Still not sure how deep I need to go. This one here is at a different angle than the other one. So this one here we're coming in about 65.5 degrees. The other one is 5 or 7 degrees more than that, I think. So anyway, slightly different angles. So anyway, this one's probably within 100 of the depth I need to be right now. I'm not sure, just kind of guessing, but see the bottom of the hole down there someplace. So I'm gonna go ahead now. I'm gonna take out the counter or the end mill here, and I'm gonna go ahead and continue ream this to size and then thread it, and then I'll take it out of the jig here and see actually have to cut, and then I'll come back and cut the rest away. So you can see what it'll look like at this point. Okay, I got this all tapped out. Got the spark plug in here. So this one here is definitely a different location than the other head. I was guessing on the angles that were changing, and looks like I fudged in the wrong direction. So this one here is a little closer on the push rod cover, so it's going to be a little tighter. And the spark plug is still pretty deep in there. So it looks like I got about a 1/4 inch more cutting on the top to bring it in. And you can see how the difference in height it is from this head here and this one here. There was my scale at. There we go. So this one here you can see on the intake. Where's exhaust? That's exhaust. On the exhaust we got over a full scale, and on the intake a little bit under a full scale. And this one here, the exhaust is a lot more, and the intake is a full scale. So the whole plug's up about a 1/16 higher probably at least. But with a different angle that the spark plug is going in at, I had to guess what I thought was going to happen, and I fudged it a little bit, but not enough. So, oh well. It won't make any difference on how it runs, it'll be the same. Once I get the plug out here where it belongs, it'll be good. So I'm going to go ahead and jig this all back up in the plate over here, and go ahead and continue cutting the depth down on this. So I'm going to make a measurement here with my caliper, and I'll see how deep I got to go. So I'll be back when we get further along. Okay, I got my spark plug in here now. So I guess pretty good on my depth there. Looks like we got that just about right on the money. So that's good. A little deburr, and we'll be right there. So that all looks good. But we uncover some other issues. So nothing goes easy around here. Excuse me. Now we have a big hole here we got to deal with. So that's bad enough there, but the real bad part is if you look at it from this side, it looks like there's porosity that goes through the hole, which means it'll blow through. So you can't just ignore that. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to go in back and V that all out and weld it back up right there. Then I'll have to re-tap the hole. I'll tap it from the inside. I'll tap it from this side going out. That way it'll catch the thread. Won't be a problem. So that was one of the problems with having welding in there. It didn't want to stick on a lot of stuff. So obviously didn't get the job done there. All the other areas I got metal, but not there. Alright, so anyway, I'll go back and weld this up, call it a night, let it cool, and come back tomorrow and retrace my steps. Okay, I've been grinding up the bad parts in here, and pretty much not much left. So we got a little hole over there. The original hole was right there in the middle there. So that was right down in there, so that's gone. Had to go really deep to get it all out. We opened up that other fin over there, which is underneath all this shit, underneath, way on the back side down there. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to V it out some more. I'm going to weld the whole hole up, start over. I don't like the hole location anyway, so I'm going to move it back down to where I think it needs to be and just fix the damn thing. So I'm going to have to go in here and cut that right down to there where it's real thin. Light in there. Down in that area there where there's no metal. So I think I'll V out the top of it there a little bit. I'll just refill this hole back up. I know how high to fill it now. Once I get to this area here, I'm good to go. So that'll give me something to go by. So it'll be easier anyway. Trying to retap a hole is usually not the best. And when you got over half the hole is gone, grinding, not much to save. So redo it. Step B.